There it is. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Uncle Mad, Nephew P. We are at GEODIS Park for a Meet the Team event, which you would think most of the time you would do Meet the Team like before the season. Not Nashville SC. Mid-July, about halfway through the season, right when we're on the All-Star break and our two best players won't be here. Perfect day for Meet the Team. We're gonna head on up to GEO to see what all's going on. I was gonna go sit in our seats, but it looks like they've only got a part of the stadium open for the open practice, so we'll just wander over here and see what we can see. Woo! All right, so where would you rate your skill level in compared to the players we're watching right now? How close to them are you?
Like, out of 10 or like...
Could you go out there and play with them and like school them and make some moves on them?
No.
Okay, at least you're honest, at least you're being realistic.
But maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah,
You're a little crazy. Ooh, buried by Fafa. Things started pretty early, 10 o'clock for the open practice session. It makes sense. You want to have the practice when it's the least hot because it is humid and terrible today in Nashville. I'm sweating just sitting here. I can't imagine how these dudes are doing out here, running around actually having to do drills. This has got to be an academy keeper, I would think. Ben Martino is at the Keeper Wars event. Joe and Panico are down there in the other activity. This dude looks pretty young. It's almost not fair. This seems like they're picking on him. All right, so we've rotated groups now. We got Brian Anunga, Teal, Dan. Oh! You got it. The hero. Good job. Speed demon up there. I think there's definitely some academy and maybe Huntsville players in the mix out here because there's definitely a few faces I don't recognize in this group. Help me out. Identify them if you can. Ooh, well placed.
2 minutes, check-in will open for on-field penalty kicks, Spanish Q&A, and the VIP meet and greet. They're open in their respective areas. So if you have those experiences lined up for today, the check-in is now open for those. That's for the on-field penalty kicks, Spanish Q&A, and the VIP meet and greet. They're open in their respective areas. So you can make your way to those areas right now to check in for any one of those events.
Some goals yet to be scored on that end. Taylor Washington at left foot, I know is waiting for his moment to turn in. Put one top corner. Also Randall Leal just strikes it so sweetly.
Joe says no.
No, as usual here at GEODIS Park. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll get in just a couple of minutes to update you on any announcements. Again, concessions are open. Tony, you mentioned the two clubs are upstairs, Lido and Premier Club. Both sorry.
All post on Premier.
And so we hope you're having a great time, and we'll chat with you all in just a few minutes.
What?
What are they doing?
Oh, they're doing practice now, so they're doing like a little post-stretch, cool-down, post-practice cool-down stretch where they just kind of relax and stretch out their muscles after you play and go as intense as they do at their level. You got to kind of reset the body a little bit post-practice. All right, we're getting some food. Nephew P has selected Rockin' Dough's for his, and he just declared Rockin' Dough is the best pizza. It is pretty solid. One of the top I've got around here. And for me, it's been far too long since I had some chivanadas, so we're going with an empanada today. How's the pizza? What score would you give it? Give it a score.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. What a score. Holy cow.
For the players to have all of the teams from Major League Soccer together.
So good.
What's that like having the 2 weeks off?
Might be a little too hot for us today, but it's still good. Oh, Joe's lost a step. All right, so we had passes, meet the players. We were looking for passes for the field experience, but they closed that one down. And I guess they had enough people that had already signed up to do that. So head back over for the player meet and greet now. I need a lightning lane to bypass this line. All right, so they just split the lines and opened up a second meet and greet area for Dax and Jacob Shuffleboard. So we came over here because that seemed like the better option than to stand at the very back of the line. We came over to the new line. Oh, a ton of players coming out now. Got the Canuck and the captain and the big house.
Cool hair. Is it green or blue? Or both? Is it like teal? That looks great.
I swear, everywhere we go, you always get complimented on your weird hair.
Yeah.
How does that always happen?
I mean, makes sense.
We've got karaoke, as well as a pop-up Pico meet and greet going on in here. Lawrence Vike and Josh Bauer just casually passing through. This seems bad.
Not today.
You didn't bring a marker?
Oh, it's recording.
Got Hackinson and Taylor Washington signing out in the wild over on this side. All right, so over by the team store, we got Davis, Muil, Zubak, and I believe that's McNaughton. Don't know who else on the team would be that handsome. Other than Walker, obviously. The handsome one, as my wife calls him. Okay, we're back home from the Nashville SC season ticket members meet the team event. Nephew P, I'll let you go first. Share your thoughts on the event.
It was fun. There wasn't as much people as I thought there were gonna be.
I think you were expecting it to be like a full-blown game with like a packed stadium.
Yeah. And then we saw some fans. It was fun. That's really all.
Cool. All right, so I'll give my thoughts and what I like to do in these type of situations. I learned this from coaching. Try to make a sandwich because there was some good and there was some bad. So I'm going to try to split the good up, put the bad in the middle, because you never want to lead with the bad because everybody, you know, that can be a little feeling negative. You never want to end on the bad because you don't want to end on a bad note. So you sandwich the bad stuff right there in the middle of the good stuff. So the good stuff was, it's a step in the right direction. I've said multiple times in other videos, I think the team should be doing more things like this for the fans, more things like this for season ticket members. So doing the event at all is a step in the right direction. It's an attempt to do some things, you know, and they've been doing other stuff they've been doing other things this summer with the 5K Dash to the Castle. They did a summer fest thing. There was a beer fest. So they've been doing more stuff. It's a step in the right direction in that regard. This event in particular was not, this is where we get to the bad, very well organized, very well planned in my opinion. So got the email with the know before you go stuff, and even when they first like announced this, like sent out an email that said like, hey, season ticket member, RSVP for your spot at the Meet the Team event, there was never really anything that really described what the event was. It's very similar to the Summerfest. That's why I didn't go to the Summerfest thing, because I was like, I don't even know what this is. Like, you're just using vague, like, there's going to be food, there's going to be beverages, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. It was very vague about what it was. But I was like, you know, it's a free event. I'll RSVP for it, see what it is when the time comes. Got the email that was like, know before you go, and it had a map of the stadium, of what was going on at the stadium. It was like VIP meet and greet, penalty kicks, photo op for the bench, just little things, and it showed on the stadium. What they didn't say in the email, what they didn't say in any of like the pre-event stuff, was for each of those activities, activations. This is the buzzword they use in these type of things now. Each of the activations, you had to go check in and get a wristband. To get a wristband, you had to either have already renewed for your 2024 season tickets, or you, in the moment there, while they had their laptop out, confirm your renewal with them. So, I don't know what time they started doing these. I think it was around 11:30 they started letting you check into that. But they also were kind of like, but hey, the meet and greets won't start till around 12:15. No rush to, you know, get up there and stuff like that. So a lot of people just kind of stayed, sat in the practice area, ate, you know, hung out at the team store, just kind of hung around. Wasn't like a big rush to go, you know, start getting the wristbands, because first of all, I don't even think anybody knew they were supposed to get the wristbands. I know you're supposed to get the wristbands. After the practice session kind of wrapped up, we kind of walked around, we kind of started to see the lines forming, and I went up to a, you know, team member for Nashville SC and said, hey, you know,
what's the deal here? Is this something you had to pay for in advance? And you check in and get your wristband now, what's the deal here? And they're like, and she explained to me, no, this is if you've already renewed your season tickets, or if you want to renew right now, you'll get a wristband and you can get in line for the meet and greet. So there was a line to get the wristband, and there was a line for the meet and greet. So we're like, all right, no big deal, we'll do that. Get the meet and greet wristband. Decided to walk around and see if we can get any of the other wristbands, so we could do a couple of the other activities. By the time we walked over to where the field activities wristband was, they closed that line down, said it had reached capacity already, and this is at like 12:15 for an event that's scheduled to run till 3 o'clock. So not getting that information, it's one thing, that's not, I don't have a problem with, like, you know, if you hit capacity, that's not something you can really control, but not kind of communicating properly what the process was to do the activations today was huge. Drop the ball, and made for a lot of chaos. I know there was a lot of upset people who missed the meet and greets or missed, you know, the on-field stuff because they just didn't know till too late what they were supposed to do to be able to do that stuff, because there was no communication in advance of how the process was supposed to work. So that was a big negative of it, and you could just tell there was a little bit of kind of doing things on the fly, lack of organization to begin with, because we were in line for the VIP meet and greet, and it's a big, huge line, packed line. It was going to be in front of that little Nashville SC. If you've been to the stadium, the little Nashville SC kind of neon sign that's in the one corner of the stadium. So about 5 minutes, maybe even less, like basically as the meet and greet was about to start, there's a girl from Nashville SC's team walking around, not the team, just an employee, a staff member, walking around with like a headset, microphones, and announces, hey, we're actually splitting the VIP line to 2 different locations to try to thin it out a little bit. If you want to meet Dan Lovitz and Teal Bunbury, stay here. If you want to meet Dax McCarty, and I almost said Dax Shepard, Dax McCarty and Jake Schaffelberg, they're going to be meeting down on the other corner. So I was like, let's go, because we were in like the very back of the meet and greet line. So we turned around, jogged down to where the Dax and Schaffelberg meet and greet was going to be, and suddenly we went from being in the very end of the line to being about, you know, maybe like 10 to 15 people in front of us, and so we got to see them pretty quickly. But once again, that was like did not have that planned out. Just in the middle like of the event, we're like, we probably should split this up, spread these people out a little bit. So it definitely seemed a little organized on that part. That leads me into, don't want to talk any more negative stuff. The good. I will say this, more negative things. Sorry, I just remembered this. As we were walking out, I saw people who were just now walking in. We left around like 1:45, and they were already starting to close down. Like I said, the capacity stuff, they'd sold all the wristbands by like 12:15. Some of the meet and greets, they were starting to kind of close it down, because they did do some non-VIP meet and greets where you could just wait in the line for like the one with like Davis and that group. And I think, I don't know if the Fafa one was VIP that we did or not, but there were people that were walking in at 1:45, and you know, this was a morning event, so there's probably people who were coming on their lunch break, or you know, took off work early to come in and stuff like that. And we're going to get in and find out all the stuff that they thought maybe they'd get to do was already done for the day. So the fact that there wasn't any kind of explanation in the advance notice emails and stuff like that of how exactly the event was going to work, just said, hey, here's an event. It's going to be going on from 10 to 3 o'clock. So you'd think in your head, oh, I can probably get there by 2 o'clock and just check out whatever the last hour. Well, that last hour wasn't going to have much for those people to do. Thank you for your help on this. So better organization, better pre-planning would have helped. Final positive, all the staff that was there that was working the event was doing a great job of trying to contain the chaos that was being caused. You're not helping.
You're not helping.
So shout out to the Nashville SC team staff. They were doing a great job of trying to make some stuff happen, trying to keep things flowing right, keep the organization down. They were very helpful when you asked them questions. So it was kind of a chaotic event. I don't put any fault on them, because unless they were the ones who planned it. Whoever planned it and did the organization stuff is where the ball got dropped a little bit. People on site who were working the event did a great job, very friendly, very helpful. Players were super nice, super cool to talk with, you know, very awesome. You know, it'd be easy for to be a player and be that situation. And right after a practice, you're like, I'm not going to sit with all these stupid green-haired fans. But they were super nice, they were super cool, so it was fun in that regard. Staff was cool, team was cool, cool thing. So like I said, overall, glad they're doing these events. Hope they can clean them up and get them a little bit better organized for the future. That's all I got for this one. You got anything else? Or you just want to keep mocking me?
No, I don't got anything.
All right, thanks for watching. That's all for this video. We've got Leagues Cup coming up. We're going to the game Sunday. We'll have a vlog from that game. There's a game next week. We'll have a vlog from that game. Plus plenty of other stuff in between all the Nashville SC content. Thanks for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell on for notifications. We'll see you in the next one.
Obviously, we can't have a Special Nashville SC event without there being inclement weather. Oh, at least this held off till after the event. Okay, I'm getting rained on. I'm getting out of here.